Okay, System Center is installed. Now we're going to do the post setup. Before I actually do all of this, I want to configure install the hot fixes. Guys, I have the hot fixes. Actually, Luis has the hot fixes.
You just told me, Luis.
Better than one.
I'm just surprised.
I nearly called you on. I stopped myself. Guys, I need you to download these 3 hot fixes and get them to your virtual machine. I have this turned on. Hyper-V settings, enhanced session here, enhanced session here. Then on the virtual machine, I have guest services checked. So I should be able to copy and paste them into my virtual machine.
You have it on enhanced on both of them. On which one? On SCCM and
No, just SCCM.
what did you check? Let's turn on guest service.
And then on Hyper-V Manager, Hyper-V settings, the enhanced session mode here and here should be checked. Then install all these hotfixes. After I do all the hotfixes, I'm going to reboot my machine.
So where do we get the hot fix?
Hold on one second. Let me just start this process.
See the warning at the beginning? That you have to restart the machine.
Okay. The IP address is 10.3.16.178. There's only one share there, so you can just type the IP address, backslash, go into ISO, go into SCCM, and grab those 3 hotfixes. I pasted it on my desktop and just ran it from the desktop. Get them to your machine, copy and paste it into your SCCM. I just pasted them right on my desktop and I ran it from there. Okay, the type that ends up in the Delta.
Brian, let's install. Can you do it at the same time or can you do one before you?
No, one at a time. Guys, they're listed in order. This patch is being repatched by this one. So this one is updating our client, and it's updating our config manager, the actual one. before you even begin, you should restart.
The reason I asked about order is because mine copied over on order.
Well, they should be listed numerically. Look at the numbers.
Right, yeah, so you find 002.
This one is higher than that one.
Alright, in that order.
I'm sorry, the second one overwrites the first one. The third one is patching a different thing. I just copied it to my desktop, Anthony.
That?
I just copied it to my desktop. Yes, that student gets very angry with me in class because I go so fast.
Wasn't there a course number for the rest of the I remember it.
Yes, when you put in that IP address, you have to put the port number. 8530. http://8530 in both fields.
Yeah.
In both fields. No, I didn't choose when I walked in the wizard, it asked me about the certificate, I made sure I chose not the one that's certificate. I did not check the box.
Setting the issues for this, because I want to go back to previous, whatever it's like.
Talk about it, yeah, call me back.
That's the old one.
I didn't do that.
Alright, done.
That's fine, I didn't really do that. I created different policies. You know, not those, I added additional ones. The ones that were already there, I left alone. Okay, I'm on my last hotfix.
mean, I think that,
I'm guessing I can't run those patches yet until I've caught up.
That's the last thing we're going to do
I
before
think
we
also,
start
turns
configuring.
the, yeah, I think it turns the screen off sooner than like a minute, but then for the notice.
So basically, we just got into setting up the lab, and now we get to do the lab.
Yeah. We're not starting the lab today. What we're doing is just finishing up the SCCM.
Oh, this.
We updated our iPad
Okay.
to,
Guys, I'm going to restart my computer now. I'm going to pause the video.
We still have to each one.
I've rebooted my machine. I'm doing this for the video, the purpose of the video. I went in and pinned this to my taskbar. Now I'm going to launch it. Takes a few minutes to come up. First thing, this interface is not like the interface for any other Microsoft product. It's kind of weird to look at. Mine especially going to look weird because my resolution is so low. Yours is going to look slightly different, especially when you get to this top area. So I'm going to go to this administration at the bottom. Whatever you choose at the bottom, it will change the context of the top menu. So I'm going to go here, then I'm going to go to Site Configuration, then Sites. When I highlight Site, my top menu changes. I want you to go to the Settings. How far behind are you, Jessica? How far behind are you? Okay. So I'm going to go to Software Distribution. Now their network access account, I'm going to, that star means add, new. Do you want me to go back a stage? No?
You don't have one of the radio buttons there, the setting button.
Because mine looks a little bit different because the screen size.
oh, software distribution,
Is that correct?
Yes, yes, software distribution. That's how I'm doing it too. So when I click on it, it then explodes. Then go to the network access account. Software distribution. Specify an account, and that means new, guys. We're going to say new account, and it's going to be Contoso. Click OK. Click OK. Now I want to go up to hierarchy configuration. Yeah, I'm still on administration here. The first discovery method I'm going to do is forced. All this really does is discover domains and sites. Enable this. Andre, this is what you're asking. Automatically create Active Directory site boundaries when they are discovered. So it's not automatic, but you're making it match that. Guys, and we're going to do this as well because it's not really necessary. We only have one subnet. Because, guys, in our setting, we only have one server, but in real life, you might have multiple servers in different sites, and we want to associate boundary groups with those sites when we get to it, and you want people on that site to connect to that server. So we're going to discover the Active Directory force, sites, and ranges. But we're going to actually create the range ourselves. How often do you create new sites? Not often. You might even want to change this to run monthly or something. So I'm going to click OK. It's asking, do you want to run the discovery right now? Yes. Now I want to do group discovery. Discover groups. Active Directory groups. We're going to enable group discovery. And I'm going to add domain users. Add whatever groups you want. CN equals domain users. Can I browse? Oh, okay, guys, I'm just going to browse for it. I'm going to click OK. I can't remember. Do we have to use it? Just
We do, but we don't have to.
yeah, I think we do because remember I didn't give that server any rights to the domain. Okay, so guys, I'm going to play it safe and add the domain account. An existing, no, new.
Did you verify?
I did just to test it. Verified and tested the connection. Click OK. Click OK. And it's going to run it as soon as we're done. Okay. Now I'm going to do system discovery. Discover computers.
What did you put as the account?
And the domain admin. Because remember, the domain admin can read the entire force. Now listen, I want to discover computers. Where would we look for computer accounts? I'm going to look in the domain container. I'm not going to look in the computer container because I might have multiple OUs with different computer accounts and different OUs. Here's the problem with this, guys. I'm going to choose my domain. I'm going to specify an account. You have to keep saying new.
Are you good now?
Just system discovery, properties. Check it. Then I'm going to add what container to look for. I'm going to look in my domain. And then I'm going to specify an account. Guys, let me see if existing account. Yeah, it's already there. Yeah. I'm going to click OK. Here's the problem with this. In our environment, these machines are blown away at the end of the semester and they're restarted. What do you think happens to those old computer accounts? They just sit there. Do we need to go discover those computer accounts that are no longer active? So we are going to, I'll explain what Delta is. Under options, only discover computer accounts that have logged into the domain in 90 days and had their password set in the last 90 days.
That's curious. What you talk about the Active Directory container path screen, or just to specify what it is that?
I added my domain. You know, I went and added my domain here and specified an existing account. If you don't check this, guys, you get a whole bunch of computer accounts that aren't active. You know, it's not like when we blow these machines away, we unjoin them from the domain. We don't. They just sit there. So I'm going to click OK. To this, I just clicked this, then went Properties. Clicked System Discovery and went Properties.
You might be able to go home and
You're lucky to be done like every 2 times.
Listen, I'm on the 5 feet up, administrator. No. Why are you still looking here? Who are we signing in? And running, or running, automatic or running. Okay, guys, we're going to do the same thing with user accounts. I'm going to look at my domain for user accounts. And again, you might have some. No, it doesn't. Yeah. I'm going to do the same thing for user accounts. Enable Active Directory user discovery from the domain. Guys, a full discovery queries a whole bunch of stuff. Delta only queries a select amount of items. So we only do a full every 7 days, but we do a delta every 5 minutes. It's a lot smaller query.
That's similar to what they use for a certificate.
Yep.
I'm going to run it as soon as possible.
Which settings did you do?
No.
Also,
Enable Active Directory.
and just add the.
Well, add the domain in the account when I add the domain. Okay, guys, don't mess with the heartbeat. That synchronizes between the client and the server. You're not going to ever mess with the heartbeat. Don't turn it off.
Undo, did you add your existing account?
Yes. I'm going to leave off network discovery because network discovery is going to discover items that aren't part of Active Directory. Discover switches, routers, things like that. In real life, I would do this because it's good for asset management. Has anyone ever had to do inventory? It's the worst job in the world, inventory. So that will help with inventory. Did you, Omar, do you have to do it? You smile. Okay. It's the work.
I feel so much better about it.
You know, someone, I don't know, at this school, I'm going to pause this. I don't want this.
You don't want me
Is
to.
that being
You
heard?
don't want me.
All the stuff they didn't count. It's even worse.
So I'm not going to discover network devices that aren't joined to the domain. I need you to go watch that video. I need, did you go into,
I didn't go into SQL Server yet.
yeah, you need SQL Server.
Okay, I haven't. I didn't go into it and do any settings.
Did you go in and create a system management container?
Yeah, I did that. With the ADSI.
That did.
Maybe the GC format to it.
No.
And then we got.
You've got all your prerequisites, all the web server and all that.
Yeah, I got SCM copy.
You don't have the SQL server. You might have to go back and reinstall Config Manager. And did you get the downloads folder and all that?
Yeah, the C downloads, I made that and I directed to it.
Okay. So, guys, the next thing I'm going to go do is boundaries.
Did it discover that, Brian? The default first site name?
Right.
That's all?
Right. So guys, if we go back up to this discovery method and look at forced discovery, we said discover site boundaries and IP boundaries automatically. We checked those boxes. So what it did was it created this for us. You know, we didn't have to do this manually. But I want to go, there's something missing. We don't have a site server here yet. But here's what I want to do. I want to go to boundary groups. I want to create a new boundary group. And I'm just going to call this boundary group. I might want to separate them into multiple boundary groups, like one for each site. Because anyone in this boundary group, I'm going to associate to one site server. Then I'm going to link that to the boundary that was discovered. Then I'm going to assign that boundary group to that site. And I'm going to add my site server. So when anyone from this is discovered in this boundary, it's going to add them to this boundary group, which will then assign it to this site. This is our, not our AD site. This is our config manager site, and then they're going to use that site server. Click OK. I'm going to go back to my boundary. And my site is there now. My site server is there now. If I go to the boundary group, I'll see that my boundary group is already there. That would be good enough for us right now. But I just want to show, I'm going to add another boundary manually. I'm going to create a boundary. What could I create a boundary based on? IP subnet, Active Directory, IPv6 prefix, IP range. I'm just going to do IP because we already have the Active Directory.
How do you do different? Oh, create a boundary?
Right. We're using that, right? Guys, these top two fields mean nothing. They just used to fill out, look, I'll show you. All the top two fields do is to figure out the subnet address. If I click OK and go back in, don't be worried that they're blank, because that's all they're there for. If you know it, you can just, it's all, they're not saved. They're just used to calculate the subnet mask. If you know your subnet ID, just put it in. Okay, if the stars are aligned and everything is hunky-dory in the world, we should have some items for us to discover. I'm going to go back to this client setting in a minute. We still need to do some things here. I'm going to go to Assets and Compliance, and I'm going to see what user accounts have been discovered. What?
On the left hand?
Assets and Compliance. And users. Devices and users. Okay. Devices and users. Do you have anything there? Yes. We're not there yet. Okay. It discovered 3 computers. Yeah, okay, I don't know what those are. What are those?
Boot images there are in the distribution.
Why did they show up at this one?
Oh, well, they're boot images in our distribution point?
The distribution point has the 2 boot images automatically, and
Okay.
those are discovered as computers.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay, guys, are they part of any site yet? Do they have the client? Guys, do you remember in previous classes how we went under software configuration and control panels and we were able to add software? I was trying to have you push out software. That's the client. How many people have their discovery done? Stuff shows up. Users and devices.
What if you're missing a VM?
Okay, go back to administration, go back to the discovery method, and try to run full discovery. And all I did is launch this, which I pinned to the taskbar. Okay. Okay, hold on one second. Let me see a show of hands of people who have 3 computers discovered. Okay. My stars are aligned. Okay, just what about users? Okay.
I've got the users, I'm just missing, I'm missing VM1 for some reason.
Is VM1 going to your domain? Guys, you will not discover, I don't have network discovery turned on. So if it's not joined to the domain, we're not going to find it. Under assets and compliance, users and devices. Listen, change your polling discovery before you deploy your client, or have you already did that? Have you already deployed your client?
Well, not, I haven't.
Okay, now I'm going to, all I'm going to do is just change the polling. I'm not going to add all that other stuff. Okay. I'm going to try to avoid the GPO.
Yeah, the video can be avoided.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to try to avoid it. Okay. Guys, I'm going to go back to administration. I'm going to go to this client settings. We can have multiple client settings, and they are they're stacked. So if you have 4 of these, all 4 will apply. Okay. Now, how many people have? This is a software package. This is a software package that we need to deploy. And it's tricky getting this software package out. Once this software package is out, then other software package will use this client to deploy other software packages or OSs or whatever. It's tricky getting this deployed. The only thing I'm going to change for this one, I'm going to go to Edit, Properties. Under Client Policy, I'm going to have this pulled every 5 minutes, just for this lab. I want it to talk to the config manager every 5 minutes. And then I'm going to go click OK. I'm going to go back to Assets and Compliance, and I'm going to try to, first off, I'm going to try to deploy the client to the Sccm server. So I'm going to right click, Install Client. If you want to see your remember I told you all your clients, if you have a bunch of client policies, they're all joined together and create one client policy. If you want to see what that one client policy looks like, you can run that command. Again, if I have multiple client settings, they're all collapsed into one. You can mess with the order by changing their priority. Once they're done, what's actually deployed to the client is one policy.
What did you click install client?
I'm going to right click and go install client. This has been one of the most, this makes you pull your hair out. Scott's already done it. Look. Just want to walk through the wizard and try to push this client to our machine. This was in 2 of the patches. This is what was updated. The site server can resolve the computer name for the client and access the admin $ share, which was created for us automatically. I'm going to allow it to be installed on the domain controller. Always allow the client to uninstall, and I'm going to specify the state. We shouldn't have to check any of these for this machine, but I am. Next. Yeah, it's successful. No. It's not successful until you see client yes, site code. Give it some time. Okay.
Let's find out what
Look,
happened.
no. Okay, guys, I'm going to go to, where is that? Windows. I'm going to go to this directory. If you don't have that directory, there's issues. This is what it's installing. If I don't see any activity in this directory, or I don't see that directory, that client software is not being installed. Sit and wait, guys. There's nothing you can do.
You're just gonna say yes, that's not?
Yeah.
You don't have to refresh, we'll do it itself.
No. It will refresh on its own, but I'm trying to refresh just. It takes some time, guys.
So if we don't have those other devices in there, how do we,
Okay, if you don't have the other devices, go back to your discovery methods. Try to rerun them. Do we have boundaries? What do your boundaries look like? Okay, and did it say group count 1? Okay, and your boundary group is, look, default first site, if references, you have this, right? And you have your system server down here. Boundary group properties. I've had students who go through this wizard, nothing will happen. They fight it for 3 days and then come back and all of a sudden everything's there. Okay, and we have your user account here. Okay, now when we go back to our boundary, if I go to the default first site, do I in fact have a site server there? You have your boundary group. Go to your discovery method, rerun them, maybe try to reboot the server, I don't know. Guys, see this file right here? That's a log file. We've got to keep checking that. No, that's not our log file. Oh, it's under log, sorry. I'm going to check this log file to see if there's something wrong. Yeah, so mine failed. I'm going to try to rerun it. I'm gonna try to force it out again.
Which log was it? The setup?
Yes, under logs.
Yeah.
Yours SCCM went out? And did you change anything more than I did?
I did I did the entire video. I did the GPO, but it wasn't installing the GPO.
I don't know,
was
I
installing
see,
manually.
something about this.
I'm waiting to see the NAT and DC pick up.
Yeah, I went all the way down to the bottom.
You remember that we had to go into the C drive, onto the CD and get the installer. But that was for the GPO.
Yeah, right. Hey, Brian, what was the error you had? It says it does not exist?
Yeah.
So you went and did an install plan again? Mine says yes, now after I refreshed it.
Yours says yes?
Yeah, I went down and refreshed it, it says yes now. There you go.
Okay, mine did work. I'm going to try to push it to the next machine. I always like to start with the SCCM, because if the SCCM doesn't get pushed out, none of them will work. So I'm going to go to that machine, go to the Windows directory, go to the SCCS setup folder. I'm just going to.
But we should do it automatically.
What do you do once it says yes?
Does it have yes site code?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now go to your next two machines. Push it out to your DC next, and then your NAT.
Is it okay to do it at the same time?
Yeah. Look, my DC, I have nothing yet.
You can do them both at the same time? That's
You
fine.
you can. I'm going to do one at a time.
So if you're looking for that folder on the DC?
Right. If I go to software library, then application management, then packages. No, it's not there. Oh yeah, just highlight packages right there, guys. This needs to be upgraded. But look, if I highlight packages under software library, application management packages, and I can see config manager client package 1 successful. So if you want to see the status, because this is a software package we're deploying. It's there by default. We install it, SCCM and install this. We need to overwrite this package and use the package from AIK. So don't worry about the second packaging. I don't even have any folder. Does anyone have any activity on any other machine?
I have a client activity active on the third one.
I'm gonna try to reboot my NAT to see if that actually helps.
I'm trying to find something about it. I think I found it.
What did you find?
Why isn't it? All right, Brian.
Yep.
Go to the Sccm. Administration. Highlight the sign. On the top, there's a client installation setting. On the top ribbon.
Where?
Well,
Yes.
because you don't have, okay. Computer science.
Oh, it's right next to second.
Okay, you can then highlight the side. Just that because of the side screen you don't see it, but it should be yeah, no, where it's at. I'm just looking at Brian's computer. Settings, client installation settings, and client push installation.
Oh, we did this. Okay, all this does is automated.
Yeah,
Okay,
send it out.
why didn't it work for this? So let me try that.
Because it's not changed. The Y side of client push installation.
Look, never install. Okay.
Guys, don't. This it should have manually. When I manually pushed it out, it should have installed. Did it install on your other two machines?
I just did this, so I'm gonna have to.
Guys, I'm going to go to administration. This should affect future installations. Under settings, client installation settings, client push installation.
Because we,
Check that box and allow it to install on the domain controller. And add your domain admin account.
we created the client, but we haven't pushed it out. That pushes it out. We have to use the account. Account, you have to go to account and make sure that you have the account.
But this is for only automatic. But we'll see.
That's what we're trying to do, isn't it?
Well, no, I just
Install it automatically.
it is, but I want to see if I can just manually push it out
Manually?
by right-clicking Install Client. That should work. Add your domain admin here, and the site code is already there. Click on OK.
I'm trying to do the hotfix, the first one, and in the pre-rec check, I'm getting verifying update applicability error.
Let me come back. I'm going to try to push it again. Hold on 1 second. I didn't change anything. Did you go into the site and go into the client installations? Mike? Client installation settings?
Yeah.
Okay. And the first two tabs are the only two I changed. I checked the top box. I said always install.
Yeah, it worked that time, Larry.
The site code right here.
How did you get it there?
Update applicability.
Under settings, client installation settings. Are you under administration?
Yeah, I got it.
Site, okay.
Was there any changes to the SQL? I got everything installed then. I did the configuration. I did not, there's any changes.
installed on all machines, I'm gonna go back. Then I want you to leave so I can focus on people who don't have it installed.
Would they be all, you know, the two be active?
No, I don't think we need to worry about the active part. On your tablet?
My car.
On the tablet?
No, yeah, I got the Apple TV in there.
Oh yeah, I remember you showing me the.
So for the navigation.
Yours isn't working?
Check the Sccm.
Did yours push it, on the Apple push it to your Mac? Without you manually installing it?
Guys, this is not a newly discovered item. This has already been discovered, so I'm still doing this.
I'm saying like,
I-
if you don't click it there, does it automatically switch it?
When it newly discovers it, because of that other screen. But this has already been discovered, so that won't come into play. You just right click in here. Guys, there is a command that I can have you run. You can go to that machine, navigate to that share, and run the client manually. You would think I'd have that command handy. Who isn't it running, working for?
I'm not even updating that.
Okay. Okay, look. So guys, I don't need to do this, but I'm going to show you if you do. I'm going to look. Just to make this easy, I'm going to go into 172.16.0.2, sorry, 3 slash SMS underscore, I'm just going to hit enter just to see it. XYZ. So I'm going to that URL. Then under that, there's a client. I want to map this to a network drive. Net use 172. Nope, sorry guys.
So that's my Z drive. So I'm going to the Z drive. I don't think this is case sensitive. Of course, you're going to replace CS01 with the name of your server. I'm mapping network drive. I went to the drive, and then I'm running this command. Ccm setup. This is where it gets funky.
That's gonna be yours not working, right?
Right. Who wants me to pass out this to look at closer? This is what I'm running with my management point is in the FSP. We're going to change that to be your server. Your site code is XYZ. Who wants to see this? Look at this. You're going to do this on the machine that does not have the client that you want to have the client. You could always run a login script and create that and just install the client that way. There's a GPO you can configure. If you don't know it, all the instructions are listed there in Google for you.
I have you on the other two, not the net.
You don't even have that. You're not doing it.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so it didn't just start with an X.
That's correct.
So
I went through all the instructions, checked all the settings, everything. I went to forward scoops, just put in there.
whichever user you want to edit. And then you can go to some two or three there.
I went through all, I usually go through all the boundary settings, I went through all those, and
I just go back.
I wasn't sure if that was only after discovery.
try to run. Try to run.
I see it, it'll show up. Everything's good.
They didn't show up as a other device and it was one of the machines.
That's what I'm looking at right there. One.
Oh, dude. I know.
Try to run that. Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I restarted.
Try to restart your NAT.
I did, twice.
I don't know what, if you guys aren't being discovered. Guys, if okay, guys, you know what? To try to do this. Try to turn on this network discovery and see if you can discover those. I don't know. Try to configure this.
Well, I went to the individual machines full of File Explorer and selected network, and the network discovery wasn't turned on. I turned it on and then went back in,
Okay. Oh, that's a good point. Listen, do me a favor. For those people that aren't getting their items discovered, I want you to go here and tell me what profile you have. Windows firewall.
You got all caught up.
Are you not being discovered, Richardson? Listen, for those people who aren't being discovered, try this. Go to this network discovery, configure that, and try to do topology client operating system. Check that, the client, and try to do subnets, add a subnet, add a domain, search by DHCP, no, it won't work, we're static. Try to play around with this. And you sure, look, and they're all say enabled, Alex.
Yes.
Try to reboot your Sccm. I'm going to go and buy a lotto ticket. Because I'm telling you, I've never had my clients discovered this quickly. Do you remember how long it took Andre last time? Yeah. For initially? It was I've never had them discovered this quickly. I mean, my stars are aligned. I really need to go out and get a lot.
I got the.
Right here. When you were doing this, I did, every time they asked me for system discovery.
AIK, ADK, whatever the acronym is this one. If it keeps changing.
Yeah, I did that one, yeah.
Okay, click install.
Yeah. When I go to these stuff,
Right here.
That might be one. And Rob? The download.
You're missing pre-req. We need to go back into
The website again?
no, back to the website. You need to go back into the server manager and add.
I was like, do you start my SCCM with the opening?
You know, I'm not trying to keep your hard time, Alex. It's sprinkle very the really, that's my advice. Why did you discover one and not the other? I don't know. I would check your firewall. Maybe turn your firewall completely off. Try that, Anthony. Try to turn your firewall completely off. All three profiles. And then try to rediscover.
Professor Ferris, can you give me a second? What's that sheet with a command on it?
The sheet with the command on it is Anthony. Because I want this back. So don't leave with it. You're going to change that SCCM. That's your server in there. Your site code XYZ. Your server Hold on 1 second.
For the new machines that I discovered, yeah, it works because I just created a test machine
Yeah.
and I picked it up.
And it should that boom right away. I just wanted to push it out manually. Let me go here. Look. Guys, if I hit Look, if I hit SCCM setup /?, it also gives me that help right there. Just remember this. This isn't really a lot of help. Actually, the other one had more information. Okay, well, go to that server and tell me in the Windows record you have an SCCM folder. Okay, listen. Do me a favor. Let's go back to administration. Let's just verify we have server. We're going to go back to site configuration, expand, site, client, push, down, solution, click OK. Try to read the other solution. I'll be right back. Guys, one thing. I'm going to stop recording because I'm not doing anything else with this today.